There are two versions to Maul's childhood. In canon, we know that Maul, along with his brothers Oppress and Feral, practically grew up as slaves in servitude to the Night Sisters and received their full body tattoos, which were considered traditional and recognized markings of a becoming warrior. Mother Talzin, the clan leader of the Night Sisters, mother to Maul, and also a Dathomirian Zabrak, was extremely proficient in dark side magic, to the point where it got the attention of the Dark Lord Palpatine, who wanted to trade dark side teachings, but Darth Sidious betrayed her, kidnapping Maul instead, and subjected him to brutal dark side training, eventually becoming the Sith Lord we see in The Phantom Menace. But in Legends, there's more detail behind the childhood of Maul. By the time it was 54 BBY, Darth Maul was the son of the Dathomirian human Night Sister Caecina, who was affiliated with the Witches of Dathomir. Shortly after Maul was born, Caecina was convinced that the clan leader of the sisters, Talzin, only knew of one of the two children she had at the time by the name of Oppress, so she waited. She concealed Maul's conception and waited for the opportunity to send him away. Eventually, the Naboo ambassador, also one of the two Dark Lords of the Sith, Darth Sidious, came to Dathomir strictly off the interest of its dark side magic and teachings. And while exploring, he came across a desperate Caecina who managed to contact Sidious and pleaded that he take Maul away to be trained so that he did not have to go through a life of slavery like his sibling Oppress. Although reluctant at first, Sidious obliged and decided to take on Maul based on his highly gifted potential in the Force. But what Caecina didn't know is that the trials and tribulations of a Sith were far worse than a life on Dathomir, since taking on Maul as an apprentice technically violates the Rule of Two, which was a Sith rule created to stop the Sith from destroying themselves from infighting. Sidious's master Plagueis granted Palpatine permission to train, but only to teach the boy to become a dark side assassin. However, after an assassination attempt on Plagueis' life occupied him with recovery, Sidious decided to secretly train Maul in the ways of the Sith. Through his early childhood, Maul was unaware that he was being trained in the dark side. For his first bit of training, Palpatine had Maul be beaten by droids with wood until he was in so much pain that he would give in to his anger and use the Force to fend for himself. Once Palpatine started to notice that Maul got good at this, he was taken to a planet which, similar to his training with the droids, involved Palpatine throwing massive rocks at Maul over and over again until Maul would get so angry that he'd start throwing them back at Sidious. Next, Palpatine tied Maul to a slowly descending platform over a large body of acid, while he was upside down and trying to escape. At this point, Palpatine would start to teach Maul about the history of the Jedi and how they abused the Force, and how they had become arrogant servants of the Republic, and how the Sith will one day wipe out the Jedi, and at the very last moment, Maul would escape. Soon Sidious gave Maul his first lightsaber after his accomplishments, to which Maul began practicing with. Sidious believing at this point that Maul would only do whatever he said, he then took Maul to Mygeeto, and in an attempt to impress his master, ran as fast as he could, enhancing his speed with the Force, and thought Sidious would be impressed, but instead, Sidious used the Force to pick Maul up and throw him into an extremely icy lake, where Maul cried for help. But during these cries, Maul realized that he was supposed to turn his fear into anger and use it to strengthen him. And with this realization, he swam back toward Palpatine through the sheer cold, where Palpatine gave Maul a look, and the two just continued like nothing ever happened. A disguised Palpatine enrolled Maul at the Orsis Academy, where he was 8 years old, in order to own his combat skills. The academy's headmaster was a Farleen named Trezor, who accepted Maul without a physical examination. The academy usually trains students from about 4 to 8 years of age, with graduates sometimes returning to own their skills. The school was forbidden to train Force sensitives by the Jedi, so it was made clear by Palpatine that he should only use his skills so the Sith could continue to avoid detection by their enemies. Maul quickly became the school's top student in the 7 years that he was there. However, he also destroyed the facility, killing all students on orders from Sidious. Maul ended up going inside the academy and entered dorms, killing every other student inside. This included the Orsis Academy's headmaster Trezor, who begged him to relax. But after she realized he would not see reason, she threw a knife at Maul, only for him to deflect it back through her chest, killing her. Eventually, Palpatine then applied Maul's tattoos to him through such an agonizing process that Maul was held in restraints as he could not bear the pain. Lastly, Sidious informed Maul that he was ready for a real test on the remote planet of Hypori in the Outer Rim, where he'd have to survive for 30 days while constantly being attacked by a fleet of assassin droids who were programmed to do nothing but attack him. Maul survived, and for his final test faced his master in combat, gaining his master's approval and finally becoming the Sith Lord, Darth Maul. But guys, I'm going to go ahead and leave this video here, so thanks for watching and peace. What's going on, guys? Make sure to hit the like button if you enjoyed the video and subscribe so you can become a part of my galactic empire.
Do it.